booktube. It's Julia, and I wanted to film a little video like mid-quarter. So if you haven't seen my past TBR video, in that one I'll link it, but in that one I was talking about my reading journal and the way I set it up, and I like to do my TBR lists by quarter instead of by month. For me personally, doing like a monthly TBR just feels like a lot. So I just do it by quarter, so it's every 3 months. So it's about the middle of February. So it's right in the middle of the first quarter, and so far I have read, I believe, 10 books, which is not a lot. Some people read that in a month. I have 20 books on this list, so I'm probably not going to get through all of them. I thought I would read more than I have the last couple months, but I just haven't. I don't know why. So since my last video, I have read 5 books. Let me just quickly go through them. I read the second book in the Boone's Hollow duology, Return to Boone's Hollow, by Kim Vogel Sawyer. Let's see. I read a novella by Pepper Basham called Second Impressions. And then I read Mind Games by Nancy Mill, which I did a reading vlog on, my first reading vlog. I'll link it as well, and talked about my thoughts on that book. And then I read Emma by Jane Austen, which I did a video about all of the Jane Austen videos. I'm tired. All of the Jane Austen novels I have read so far, and Emma was one of them. So that took me longer than most of the books that I read. It usually takes me a little bit longer to read Jane Austen. And then I read The Lady's Mind, which was my second reading vlog that I just posted a few days ago. I'll try to link all of these videos in case you want to go watch a more in-depth summary of that. I rated 3 of them, and I can tell you my ratings in just a second. I don't rate or review or whatever classics, just for whatever reason. Like, I don't feel like I need to do that. So Emma does not have a spot in my reading journal. Neither does Second Impressions by Pepper Basham, because it was so short. It was cute and I liked it, but it was short, and I just didn't have much to write about. We'll go Mind Games first. I rated it 3 out of 3 for content, so it was squeaky clean. There was not really even any romance. 2 out of 3 for faith content, and 3 out of 4 for story enjoyment, so it got an 8 out of 10. The Return to Boone's Hollow, which is the second book in that duology, 3 out of 3 for faith content, or 3 out of 3 for faith, yes, but 3 out of 3 for content in general. So both of those got 3 out of 3. And then 3.5 out of 4 for story enjoyment, so a 9.5 out of 10. I rated The Librarian of Boone's Hollow, which is book number 1, 10 out of 10. I love that book. I love that book. I talked about that in the last TBR video I did. And then The Lady's Mind is my most recent, and I rated that overall an 8 out of 10. And I did a whole reading vlog about it, so go watch that if you want my full thoughts on it. Overall, though, all of those books I would recommend, I think, for different reasons, for different purposes, and for different people. So yeah, that's what I've read since the last time I updated y'all on how it was going getting through this list. So currently I can look on my Kindle right now. I'm reading My Stubborn Heart by Becky Wade, and I love it. Oh my gosh, I love this book. I'm 70% of the way finished, so I'm almost done. I could probably finish it today if I wanted to. Everyone said, no, not everyone, but a bunch of people in here said that Becky Wade is like their favorite contemporary romance author. I can definitely see why. I love this book so far, and I can't wait to read more Becky Wade. And then I know what I'm reading after that. I'm reading In Search of a Prince by Toni Shiloh because yesterday it was on sale on my Kindle for 99 cents. So I scooped that up. So that's the plan, and we'll see what happens from here, and I will update y'all again on this quarter's TBR at the end of quarter one. Hello from my bookshelf. So now I wanted to talk about the books that I've hauled since the last time I did a book haul, which was my very first video. And I will also try to link that somewhere so you can have easy access to it in case you want to go watch that. I'm just plugging all of the videos I've posted so far. So, I did a YouTube short on some of these, but I wanted to do like a full haul for these. Let's see. We'll just do these for right now. I only have 2 contemporary books that I've hauled, and one of them technically isn't even a haul because I didn't buy it and I don't own it. I'm borrowing it. And that would be Dreamland by Nicholas Sparks. I don't know if anybody's ever read this, but tell me what you think in the comments if you have read this book. My coworker lent this book to me. She said it was really good, so I've read like maybe 1 Nicholas Sparks in my life. I don't really know. I've watched a bunch of the movies, but I've never really read that, so I'm gonna give it a try. But let me know what you think, and yeah. And then I also bought this at Walmart. It's a Love Inspired Suspense. It's the first one I've ever purchased. It's called Ambushed in the Night by Rhonda Starnes. To protect innocent targets, he will risk his life. I'm not going to read the whole back of it. But my husband actually read this the other day, and he really enjoyed it, so we'll see. Those are the 2 contemporaries that I've got, and then everything else is historical. I had to readjust, I was getting uncomfortable. What was I saying? Now I have some historical fiction to show y'all. All of these came from Ollie's. I got Across the Shores. It is a multi-authored, like, bind up of 4 short stories. And it says, sometimes love finds you where you are, and other times it meets you across distant shores. And all of these are historical. One is set in 1851, one is set in 1877, one is set in 1905, and one is set in 1942. And let's see. 4 women experience adventure and romance in these historical stories linked through a shared gold pendant. I thought that was a pretty cool concept, and the cover is beautiful, so. And then I got 2 more books in the Heroines of World War II. This was the book from my first book haul. I got 2 more in this series. These beauties. I got Capturing Hope and The Starlit Spy. Let's see. Capturing Hope is by Angela Couch. One step ahead of the Nazis leaves Nadia little room for hope. And it's set in Poland, Germany, Europe. And then this one is by Rachel Scott McDaniel, and it says Hollywood star turns spy. It's about a girl who's a Hollywood actress and then she turns into a spy for the United States Office of Strategic Services. So I'm not sure if it's in the United States or like overseas, but. And then these 2 books are in the multi-authored series Doors to the Past. So I picked up Love's Fortress by Jennifer Olaric. It says a love story from the past brings closure to Danny's fractured family. And In Spotlight and Shadow by Rachel Scott McDaniel. A gem of a mystery takes center stage. If I'm not mistaken, both of these books, I guess it's just the books in these series are dual timeline. So there's a historical timeline and a present day timeline. Those were all of the historical books that I picked up. I also picked up quite a few classics since the last time I did this. I bought my own copy of To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee at Walmart because you gotta have this book. This is such a good classic, and I remember reading it in middle school and just falling in love with it, and I haven't read it since then, so I'm excited to reread this book as an adult now. The final thing I picked up since the last haul I did is the entire Anne of Green Gables collection. I'm not gonna go into detail about this, but these books are beautiful. I can't get them out of the box. There we go. I'll just briefly show you all of the covers of this set. Again, I got this at Ollie's for $20. I am thrilled. Okay. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Old American Spirit has this exact same set. I was watching, I love this one. Feels very fall. I love it. I was watching her bookshelf tour. I don't know if that was a recent video she did or if it just popped up on my For You recommendations randomly, but she has this exact set, and I don't know if she got it. I don't know where she got it, but I got mine at Ollie's. I think she got this exact one. This looks familiar. I think this was the one that she has, but oh my gosh, the covers. There's so many. There's so many of these. This is just beautiful. I feel so blessed to have found this. Beautiful. Look at this. I'm so excited. Yeah, so they also have a set, I think it's the whole Little House on the Prairie collection. at Ollie's for the same price, and I didn't get it the last time I was there, but I think I'm gonna have to go back and get it. So that's all the books that I've brought in, plus the one I bought yesterday on my Kindle, since the last time I did a haul. I might have to be adding another bookshelf sooner than I thought if I keep buying books at this rate. No, but for real, I'm gonna try to read, like, when I make my next TBR at the end of next month, I'm gonna include as many of these physical books that I own as possible. So I do have a few ideas for a TBR video, so that you all can see me actually build that. So I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, but that'll come at the end of March. So stay tuned for that. That's all I have today. I hope that you all have a great week and that you read a book you love. See ya.